Oh, poor baby. You really are in the dumps, aren't you? Okay, we'll just go someplace here in Port Angeles. How about a steak at the Bushwhacker? He shrugged and hauled himself to his feet. Okay, sure. What's wrong, Gideon? Is it just the 41st birthday blues? Yes, he supposed it was. That and the misty gray rain that had been sifting continuously down for 9 dismal days and looked as if it wouldn't let up until summer. He was a confirmed lover of rain and fog, but the dreary, dark winters of western Washington were going to take some getting used to. And then there was the fact that it had been a year and a half since his last dig. A year and a half without the renewing process of hands-on anthropology. A year and a half spent in classroom and office, and no prospect of field work in sight. He felt, he explained to Julie, as if his career were standing still. Let me remind you, she said crisply, that in that year and a half, you've started here at a new school, you've gotten your full professorship, you've solidified your formidable reputation as the skeleton detective of America. Watch out now, don't push your luck. And you've published 3 papers. 4. I know, Julie, that's all true. I guess I need to do some real work, not just paperwork. And I don't mean identifying dismembered skeletons for the FBI. Well, couldn't you get in touch with some of your archaeologist friends? Wouldn't they be glad to have you on a dig? If there were some human bones involved, sure. And if some other physical anthropologist wasn't already part of the team? He shrugged. I guess that's what I'll do. And then he'd wait months, years maybe, before anything came to pass. Popular accounts notwithstanding, human skeletal remains didn't turn up on digs very often. Fine. Good. Anything else bothering you? Julie, do you know how old Rupert Armstrong Lemoyne is? Ah, now we're getting to it. Who's Rupert Armstrong Lemoyne? The dean of faculty. He's 39 years old, 2 years younger than I am. Gideon, would you want to be the dean of faculty? Of course not. That's not the point. Would you like to be soft and white and self-satisfied like Rupert Armstrong Lemoyne? She pushed him back into his chair, dropped into his lap, and put her arms around his neck. Gideon submitted happily. Married 2 years, and still his skin tingled when she touched him. How do you know he's soft, white, and self-satisfied? Come on, with a name like Rupert Armstrong Lemoyne? She opened the top 2 buttons of his shirt and slipped her hand inside. Does Rupert Armstrong Lemoyne have a furry, warm chest? She kissed the bridge of his nose, flattened when he'd boxed in college. Does he have a manly and attractive schnoz? Does he have a square, sexy jaw straight out of Superman comics? That too was kissed, and she looked into his eyes from 3 inches away, her eyes slightly crossed. How am I doing? Is this cheering you up? Her hand was still on his chest, the fingers moving in slow circles. With his hands on her hips, he shifted her, seating her more firmly on his lap, and then stroked her thigh through the twill of her National Park Service trousers. Had he really been sitting there, listless and dispirited just a few minutes ago? I don't know if cheering me up is exactly the way to put it, he said, but it's doing something. Why don't we forget about lunch and drop over to the house for an hour or 2? Tell me, she persisted, is Rupert Armstrong Lemoyne the author of the best-known book on comparative early hominid phylogeny? The only book on comparative early hominid phylogeny. Don't quibble. Now, she said, and kissed his nose again, this time on the tip. Did I or did I not just get a pretty good offer on how to pass the next 2 hours? You bet. And then let's give some thought to going someplace for a few days where it's not raining. The telephone rang as he began to rise with her still in his arms, and they both sank back into the chair. This, Gideon said confidently, will be a very short call.